Guys, today is May 22nd, 2019 at 13:45. That's Wednesday. It's 73 outside, 78 in here. Nice day out there. I'm running late today, but I've been up early. We had to take Bear for his ophthalmologist checkup, to have his eye checked. I never really showed it to you, but he had a little, like, what the hell you want to call it? Like a mole, like a little growth on his eyelid, on his left eye. No, right eye. Okay, one of those eyes. And they were going to remove it with and also a tag that he has on his leg, and the tag, but when they did his physical and they were finding that his liver count was off a little bit, and they wanted to make sure his chest and everything was okay and there was no growths or anything anywhere else, so they did the thing with the gel, in the little thing. I told him he's not pregnant, but anyway, so they said they'd rather get that out of the way because this little growth on his eye is kind of on the outside, so it's not really affecting him or anything. So it took a couple of weeks for this all to come about. By the time you get the appointment to get it done, and then you gotta wait for the, for the results, and yada yada yada. Well, meanwhile, his eye is starting to bulge a little bit and go a little crooked. However, he still has sight. So when they seen that the other day, because I was talking to him about it, and we took him. All of his other stuff is just normal age, so they're not concerned about that. They said, well, we better get him to see an ophthalmologist. So I took him to the eye doctor today, and they said he still has sight in his eye, so there's not a problem there. It looks like shit. It doesn't seem to be bothering him. However, he does have a little bit of a lump growing over his head a little bit, as well as they feel that it might be going behind the eye a little bit on his nostril, and that's what's bulging out and making the eye bulge a little bit and go a little crooked. So tomorrow we drop him off for a CAT scan, and they're going to check that. And they said there's a couple of things. One is if it's just a lump and it's not attached to the eye, and it's just a growth, that may be doing something with his nasal passage a little bit and pushing against the bone and pushing against the eye, that could have something to do with it. And if that's the case, they can just do a small surgery. He could be home the same day, and they will just remove the bump. The other option is or the other problem it could be, is that it's a growth that may have attached itself to the bone, somewhere on the nose or something like that. And if that's the case, they have to take it off with radiation, and that can take 3, 4, 5 weeks, whatever, depending on the radiation that they give them and how strong and this and that. So that's another part of it. Or it could be done with surgery, but if it's attached itself to the eye, he may lose the eye. Well, that's the worst case scenario. But at this point, tomorrow he goes for his CAT scan. We drop him off at 10, pick him up at 3. And we'll see what happens from there. And they're going to do a small biopsy on the bump, just to make sure that everything is okay with that. And that's where we're at. Now, if it has to be done with radiation, the only issue with that is that we live in a little town, Brantford. The only place that does radiation is a place in Norwalk or in Windsor Loch. And both of them are close to an hour away, one way. And, like I say, if we have to do it twice a week, well, that's, twice a week. Is it worth it? By far. You know, I would do it every day if I had to. But, you know, so that could be a little bit of a strain, you know, as far as, you know, getting there, waiting, doing it, and so on and so forth. But we'll see what happens. Because I said, do you do it with that, or is it done with injection? Is it done with, you know, some type of a, you know, medication? You know, is there other ways of dissolving it? You know, and there's another radiation. You know, and they have different ways of approaching it depending on what it is. So that's kind of like where we're at. But meanwhile, like I say, we're back home, and like I said, it's well, it's 13:50 now. We had an 11:30 appointment, so yeah, I got up my normal time. I had breakfast, and the wife and I went to the vet, you know, or to the ophthalmologist for the dog, for Bear, and we were there. We were there for about an hour, you know, because they did a lot of eye tests and, you know, and tear duct testing and dilation testing and pupil testing and, you know, stuff like that. So that's where we're at. So now, even though I haven't been out here doing much, I'm beat. Because, you know, a lot of driving back and forth, sitting in the doctor's office. You know, I mean, you just sit there, but you guys know what I mean. You know, regardless if it's for us or for the pets, you know, sitting there is not a comfortable thing to be doing. So, and then I did order that other radio. I expected it in today, but it didn't come today, so it'll probably be here tomorrow. And when that comes in, I also have an appointment on Friday at 11 o'clock. Because I have to meet up with the Coast Guard radio coordinator, and I got to bring my paperwork with me because we have to get this signed off. Now, I did get it signed off here. I thought I did. Yeah, Ray. Okay. And then, so Ray signed it as the inspector. So that's all done. But we're meeting the... I think he's the close. Yeah, he's a coordinator, radio coordinator, something like that. And so I gotta meet up with him and Ray actually, because there's a few things that we all have to talk about. And Ray had mentioned to me, because he's one of the inspectors for the area on the Coast Guard radio stuff, and he had said to me that. Gary, who is the Connecticut so-called coordinator or whatever, was asking him if he thinks that maybe I'd be interested in taking a position, you know, and so he says, be warned. So, I mean, normally I wouldn't care, but, you know, I mean, so many things I want to get involved in. You know, I don't want to have my phone ringing every 10 minutes over stupid things, and that's what happens sometimes. Luckily, I got a good squad, so, you know, they know what to do, they know what they got to do, and they don't have to call me to do it. They just go do what they have to do, which is great. But the more you start getting involved, and the more people, and the more involvement with different agencies, then you start opening up your phone to more people, and some of them aren't savvy as to what, you know, has to be done, and they feel everything has to go through and has to be approved. Well, in some cases, yes, but in most part, not everything has to go through me for an approval. So I'm going to meet with him on Friday at 11, and then I got to meet at the gun club at noontime Friday rather, at 11 with the Coast Guard stuff, and then I got to meet at the gun club Friday at noontime, because they may want me to do something with the tractor. They want a fire pit, and where they want to put it, the ground is not level, so they want to see if I can level the ground. So, well, that's not a problem as long as there's not rock underneath, you know, meaning rock, you know, because this thing is just not going to bring up rock. You know, stones is one thing, but if I'm sitting on a slab of rock, you know, there's just no way I'm going to level it. You're going to have to blast it. But other than that, I'm going to meet with them on Friday. So that's kind of it, guys. I'm kind of like just chilling and hanging and doing a little bit of nothing, and then I'm going to go inside and do what I have to do and just relax. It's 2 o'clock, so or 1400. Pick one. Again, nice day. I do want to do one thing, and I can't find it. I don't know where the hell it is. I showed you that I picked up this dye. Well, somewhere around here, and I don't know where the hell it is, I had a packet of glow-in-the-dark powder, and I can't find it. Or did I just see it? No, that's not it. I can't find it. Oh, wait a minute. I think I did find it. Yeah, there it is. Glow-in-the-dark. This is also made for clear epoxy. So if you want to have something glow-in-the-dark, Glow Ink is where I picked it up from. And I can't tell you what that number is because I'd be guessing, but it looks like an X000G as in golf, 1T Tango, Q Quebec U Uniform T Tango. That's what it looks like, but I'm not positive. But I want to look this up and get into the pack of this, because this is something that kind of glows in the dark that you can also mix with an epoxy. I actually did something with it at one time. Maybe I didn't. I thought I did. Well, if I did, it's not going to glow in here anyway because it's not in the where it can get light to glow. But meanwhile, I got to see if I can order some more of that. So I was looking for it, and I usually kept it hanging up, and I couldn't find it. And I said, well, where the hell did it go? Well, it fell down there behind the speaker. So now where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Okay. So I want to put that in the, now what do I do with the envelope? There we go. Boy, am I losing it today. So I got to check with this. I'm going to do some checking with that, and we'll see what happens, and I'll be back.